Alrighty, Grenada, Carriacou, Pini, Monica, and the rest of the world, I would like to welcome you to another Mikey Live program. Now, unfortunately, tonight, Facebook seems to be having some serious issues, and as such, Facebook viewers will not be able to view the program tonight. However, persons can view the program via our YouTube stream or our website, that is mikeylive.com. You hit on the Mikey Live section, or I think it's the YouTube section of our website, and you'll be able to view the program. Now, I'm telling you this so that you can share this information with your friends and family members who by now are trying to get a copy of the program and probably will be getting frustrated. All right, so the program is available via YouTube, like you are viewing now, or my website, mikeylive.com. We are also live via WPG10, that is cable TV channels 10 standard definition and 11 high definition. Again, it's unfortunate that our Facebook viewers are not able to view the program tonight due to a serious problem that Facebook and its group of companies are having. Facebook is down, some features of it is down. WhatsApp, some features of WhatsApp is down. Instagram, some features of Instagram is down as well. So they are being faced with a major challenge at this point. I do not know how long again it would be before they fix the problem, but it has been down for several hours now. Now, folks, we have a lot of things to tell you tonight. A lot. In fact, in here in Grenada, today is another milestone, and a day that we remember the revolution, the events of March 13, 1979. Of course, there were a lot of things that would have happened today, you know, in observance of this occasion. All right, we're going to tell you about registration at NULO. Also, we are going to tell you a lot of things with regards to sports. The Prime Minister highlights continued positive economic growth on first anniversary of the re-election of the NMP government. We're going to be talking about that as well. There is a new supervisor of elections in Grenada. All right, Grenada Revolution celebrated in Cuba. We're going to tell you how, and as well, we are going to tell you about situation in St. Lucia, boy. The fire department in St. Lucia, they ain't playing that to no people. Then people decide they ain't going to work in light of failed negotiations, and people decide they're not showing up to work. I'm telling you. So we're going to tell you about that and more. We have a lot to tell you about, in fact. So brace yourself. When we come back, it will be real news in all your Lili Lolo. Now, I want to remind you that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and Colombian Emeralds International and WPG10. When we return, real news, man. And here's what. Again, find ways of communicating to your people. At least one person, that's your task, at least one person, get them to know that the program is live via YouTube. We will be back.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
We can't wait for carnival, drinking rum and getting on, roaming all over the town. That is how we are with fun. Whoa, ooh yeah, whoa, ooh yeah. Well, foreigners from all over coming down to Grenada. Yes, they like in the job. Yes, they like in Spice Mass. Whoa, ooh yeah, whoa. Grenada for the world. They can't wait for us to come. They can't wait for us to come. Oh, you come. Split the rum, bring the girls. They can't. Get in your section, get in your direction. Get in your section, get in your direction. Follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. Let's follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. Get in your section.
And so it begins.
A journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Trying to get fit for 2019? Then start your journey to fitness with Quartz. Buy any Marcy or Land Ranger gym equipment for $4.99 and over from now until March 31st and enter for your chance to win your purchase free. Shop now and pay nothing until Easter 2019. Your journey to fitness begins with Quartz. Visit us today for your gym equipment and enter to win. Quartz, bringing value home.
Last time, we entertained and thrilled you with song, comedy, drama, music, and dance. In 2019, we are back to light up your night as the RGPF Women's Arm presents Shine 2. A showcase of talent from all law enforcement women at the Grenada Trade Center on Saturday, March 16 from 7 p.m. Tickets are $40 in advance, more at the door. Tickets available from members of the RGPF Women's Arm and regular box offices across the island. Shine 2. Come listen to the amazing voices. Laugh your socks off with comedy at its best. A night that will leave you inspired emotionally and gratified. So, let's make it a day. Saturday, March 16 at the Grenada Trade Center as we, the RGPF Women's Arm, presents Shine 2.
It's gonna be off the chains, man. Of course, when they say the last one was good, they ain't telling no lie, right? The last one was good, and so this one is promising to be even better. Now, folks, we got a few things to tell you about. Registration is now in progress for young persons who wants to receive training at the NULO, all right, in Palmis and Grenville. Now, the enrollment has already started, and the ages are ages 17 to 24. So if you are within that age range and you would like to be one of the students at NULO, at Palmis or Grenville, please take note, all right? You can contact the school as registration has started, and space is limited, so you may want to do that right now. At NULO, right now, honestly, NULO is trending. You understand? So you may want to take, even if you finish secondary school, remember skills training is something that is very critical right now, all right? In this sort of economy, things are changing, all right? And you don't want to get left behind. All right. Now, the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy, I want to show you some young stars. And when our young stars are excelling, of course, you have to show them up. You understand? I want to big up all the footballers, right? The under 20 footballers and so on. They have been selected. Here are the pictures. Oh, good. You must know one of them, man. Yes. The under 17, sorry. Now, the Grenada Football Association, GFA, named its 20-man squad to represent Grenada in the Confederation of North Central America and Caribbean Association Football CONCACAF Under 17 Boys Championship at the IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida, USA. Now, the Under 17 Spice Boys, who has been in training over the past year, leaves today and tomorrow. So some of them left today, and the remaining will be leaving tomorrow. Now, the 2019 edition of the Under 17 Championship in Florida will be disputed in 3 rounds. The first round qualifiers will take place March 16 to the 24th, Group A and C, and April 1st to the 9th, Group B and D. while the final championship Group E, F, G, H and knockout stages will take place May 1st to the 16th. Now, after the round robin play, the top 3 finishers in each of the groups will qualify for the knockout stage, joining the 4 group winners of the qualification stage in the round of 16. Now, the knockout stage of the competition will be played in its entirety in a single match elimination format, with the semi-finalists automatically qualifying for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Peru. All right, and we want to congratulate our boys. Now, the Spice Boys are in Group A. All right, so congratulations. I'll give them a clap now. I'll light up the thing now. I mean, I know we're not on Facebook, but please, you don't know now we could give them like a vibes on the thing. You don't know Facebook, YouTube don't have no like a thing that we could give them like a vibes. What it is, boy. All right, now still in sports with our young stars, the Grenada Amateur Swimming Association have officially named the 13-member team who have qualified to compete. And that's in the 2019 Carifta Swimming Championship scheduled to take place in Barbados from April 11th to the 25th. Following the conclusion of the National Swimming Championships on February 25th and the time trials event hosted on by GASA on March 9th, the official team selected was announced. All right, so we have to say big up to all of them. All right, we have Anika Charles, Zachary Gresham. We have also Gabriel Hyson. We also have Kimberly Inns, Ariane Clouden, Mika Oliver, Mia Nichols. Who else we have? We have Pashan Haynes in the boys 15 to 17, Taboo Antoine, Jenny B, Benoit, Ellie Zerpa, and more. Now the 13-member Carifta team includes swimmers in the 11 to 17 age categories. This is and more. Of course, folks, we're going to post the entire thing on our website because it's a whole long bit of information that we have here. All right. Now, the next thing that we have to tell our boy, the Prime Minister of the country, highlights continued positive economic growth on the first anniversary of the re-election of the NMP government. The March 13, 2019 marks 1 year since the re-election of the new National Party government to serve another term in office. 5 years in office. So this was the first. You know, they go on the street, people ask them thing, how they find the party do. You know, and they say, how can I think, you know, ting, a lot of things say. You understand? But the Prime Minister, in the press briefing that was held yesterday, said that the country has continued to experience positive economic growth with a number of major projects coming on stream. You understand? So they say we get in hotel and thing, boy. And when you get jobs. You understand? That again we'll post on our website so that you can check out. Remember, our website is mikeylive.com. You understand? We can't read the whole thing on the business. We just try to keep it snappy. This is social media. All right. Now here's what again. New information reaching us is that there is a new supervisor of elections in Grenada. And let's put him on your screen. It's a youth I know for a long time. It's actually from St. David. Ladies and gentlemen, meet your new supervisor of elections, Mr. Elvis Moraine. You understand? That's according to information reaching us. Moraine was the former chief education officer before serving a short stint as the permanent secretary within the Ministry of Agriculture. Now, the Prime Minister, Mitchell, he made the disclosure yesterday at the post-cabinet briefing again. You understand? Big up to Mr. Moraine. Lord, I call you Dr. Moraine, you know. Mr. Moraine is like, there's something that I know. You understand? Big up your whole self. You understand? Everybody in St. Davis is a Moraine, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, so when we talking about St. Davis people, we just need to say their first name. Yeah, nah, beat it. Because everybody in St. Davis is Moraine. Never hear that yet. All right, folks, how are we looking for time? Big up Mr. Morin again, all right? Know him from singing Calypso and thing, you know, always around and, you know, good man. Yeah, good. All right, Olio. So not only that we celebrated our March 13 business here in Grenada, but in Cuba, they did a nice little thing in Cuba too. Yes, they say they had a nice little celebration, and there were donations and stuff that was made. You understand? So yeah, big up to them. The ambassador of Grenada in Cuba, Her Excellency Clarice Charles. They say she celebrated the 40th year of the Grenada Revolution by paying a visit to the Maurice Bishop School for Special Education. They say that she also took the opportunity to bring several items donated, right, by some individuals like Shadel Nayak, Managing Director of Belmont Estate, Susan Patrice of Supat Travel, Kellon Bob, Shaloni Williams. We had Jareen Celestine and Troy Garvey, also Christine Roberts, and Ambassador Clarice Charles. You know, they donated them business and them. You understand? They say special thanks to all from the director, teachers, students of the school and the embassy of Grenada in Cuba. All right. They say that the special students also showed their appreciation in dance and in song. You know, so they do a night like a song and thing like that, and they do a night like a dance at the special ed students and so on. You know what I mean? So it's a night like an initiative. They say they had little things and things, you know. So yeah. All right. So all the big demo, you know. Yeah, we have to talk about that too. Now the next thing that we have to tell all the boy, digital exhibition opens March 13 in Norton Hall. Now a 3-day digital exhibition on the Grenada Revolution opens in Norton Hall. Well, that was supposed to open today, actually, you know. Yes, that was supposed to open today. So today would have been the first day for that, and it would run until Friday. Yes, that's the fact. It would run until Friday. Now, the exhibition is organized by the Grenada Revolution Celebrations Committee, the GRCC, as part of the activities to mark the 40th anniversary of the revolution. It runs from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. each day, with a formal opening ceremony that was supposed to take place today at 5 p.m. So I guess not they would have done that. All right. Now, the GRCC recognizes that the March 13, 1979 revolution is part of Grenada's history and ought to be commemorated and revisited. All right. Now, the exhibition looks at the revolutionary years of March 1979 to October 1983 through online collections and personal archives and narratives. It touches on Fedon Rebellion and the 1951 uprising. It will also look at initiatives begun during the revolutionary period, many of which are still in use today. So they are inviting the general public, all right, to come out and check it out. All right, they say it's really good. And the admission for that is absolutely free. Now, folks, we are broadcasting only via YouTube. And of course, we want you to tell your friends and persons who are wondering what's up with the program that we are here. Okay. Now, you may ask, why are we broadcasting only via YouTube? That is because the Mark Zuckerberg group of apps are currently giving problems. Facebook and Instagram and as well WhatsApp appears to be partially down for some users around the world. Now, while you can open some of these apps and access some of the features, it looks like you can't send out or receive messages from those platforms as you're accustomed to. And if you did, probably it took you a while before getting through. New posts are giving problems. Speaking to people or trying to communicate with people, that too is a major problem. Now you can see the effects of this on some of the other platforms like Twitter and so on, where people are complaining how this downtime has affected their lives. We are subject to that as well. We cannot do our program as normal. This is an indication of how dependent we have become on technology, on these social media apps. No. Some people, they feel like they will end tonight, you know, people. But I see all you. I see Judy, I see Suzette, I see Kirin, I see Esther. Oh boy, little loyal boy. What? Lindsay, I see Florence, I see all of you. Right? Sharon, I see all you, man. Big up all the whole self. You understand? So people, things are down. In terms of what has caused this, I am not sure. But we will soon find out. Facebook has promised that services will be resumed shortly. But that shortly, I don't know. They have said that a while. So, yeah. Whenever they get hacked, boy, telling me. Right. Olio, I surely heard about the massive college admission scam led by a Sacramento man. Olio, that one different. That one real different. But before we get into the difference of the whole business, I want to ask a very simple question. How do you call the thing, that white thing, the yellow thing in the egg? Come on, somebody, come on, let's go. How do you call the yellow thing in the egg? You know, you crack open an egg, and you find the yellow thing. What's the name of that thing? Answer quickly.
What is the yellow part of the egg called?
The sperm.
Say that aloud, Anna.
The sperm? I don't know. What's the yellow part of the egg? We just eat it. What kind of talk is that?
So just eat it.
Yeah. So wait. So when we don't break the egg, I make fried egg.
Right. So no, hold on. I just want to get it clear. So just eat the sperm.
No. Oh man,
no, but just say we just eat it, brother. I don't eat it. I certainly don't eat it, but I want to know if you just eat it. So what is the yellow part of the egg called?
Me? I really don't know.
But it's called the yolk.
The yolk.
Yolk, definitely. And the white part is called the albumin.
Alright.
Right, so if you didn't know, you learned something today. Tell Trinidad and Tobago what you learned today.
I know that the yellow part.
You didn't know. You learned.
Well, I don't know.
Alright, go ahead. No, you know. Go ahead.
Well, right now I learned that the yellow part of the egg is the yolk.
Right.
What's the next?
The white part is the albumin.
And the white part is the albumin.
That is what we're talking about, not the sperm. Don't let nobody hear you saying that again, right? Don't ever say that in their life again.
Oh God, I'm weak. Now back to some serious business. It's called the yolk. So the Sacramento man is at the center of a high-profile college admissions scam for which an indictment was unsealed on Tuesday, implicating TV actresses, CEOs, and coaches, and people of white-collar society. I ain't making it up. Now, we are talking about in the US. They say it's all about bribery, totaling $25 million. Well, 25 million. And we're talking about USA to arrange for children to get into top US schools. So like if you are named, like if your name is Mr. Huh and Mr. This and Mr. That, and the child dons like that. They will arrange that for you. So here what they're doing. If you can't sit the test, they sit in the test for you. They pass in the test. So it's not only about getting placements, no. They're doing the exams too. In a bid, they say big money. The man is accused of facilitating cheating on Saturn Act exams in exchange for monetary bribes. Listen to this, most ranging between $15,000 US and $75,000 $1,000 per test. Whoa. So imagine your child don't as a bat, but they're getting to go in some kind of high profile school because they passed the exam with impeccable scores. Whoa. And then when the child reach in school now, they wonder, well, how you reach here? You don't even know what they call the yellow thing in the egg. How you reach here? An investigation was done, and it was found that the scam started sometime in 2011 and went all the way through to September 2018. Wow, boy. Larry that talk there. Never hear that yet. So you have something going on in the country. It's called the GCIC cricket competition, and the following are the results from matches played on Tuesday. That was yesterday. No, I give you all of that already. I tell all yesterday's scores already. Nah. Today. No, I didn't tell all of that. So in game one, Dodgy Renegades went up against Independence Agencies. In the first innings, Independence Agencies scored 77 runs, all out in 13 overs and 3 balls. And the second innings, Dodgy Renegades scored 79 runs. Alright? For 1 in 5 overs. Game 2, Clark scored versus Police. Police made 220 runs. What Police? All in playing that. For 2 in 15 overs. What? Clark scored made 147 for 6 in 15 overs. Then Police and them brutal boy. Wow. Then we had Latouche Interior scored 230 for 4 in 15 overs. Wow. Alright. They come up against Prisons. Prisons all the week. Oh, it is, man. Prisons scored 152 runs for 8 in 15 overs. Alright, Olia. The next thing we had to tell Olia about, boys, there was a fire today at the Koyaba Beach Resort, boy. Yeah, boy. You know, it was an early morning fire. Nah. They say the fire started sometime around 3 p.m. I lie, sometime around 3 a.m. You know, and yeah, boy. They say, but the police came and they sort it out. You know what I mean? They say they come and they sort it out. The fire got in a small section of the resort. Okay. We are not sure on what the cause of the fire was, but the police say that they are conducting an investigation. All right. They say, according to hotel officials, the fire happened in an area known as the housekeeping storeroom. All right. They say, but it didn't really affect their operations much. In fact, they put out a social media post today speaking about this. By the way, we want to thank GBN for that video footage. But in their message, they said, "Good day, all. As some of you are aware, a fire was discovered in the housekeeping area this morning. The fire department was called in and the fire was brought under control. No one was injured or hurt, and our service is being provided as usual. We are confident that this will not affect our hotel's operations, but apologize for any inconvenience caused." All right, that was a message from the Koyaba Hotel on this morning's fire. We are moving on. How are we looking for time? What else I have to tell you, boy? Oh yes, yeah, time running out already, boy. Listen to this. Fire services in St. Lucia was on a different kind of vibe today. Now the fire department was stretched to its limit as fire officers made good on their promise to stay away from their jobs amid frustrations with the status of negotiations with the government negotiating team. Now the firefighters gave notice of the strike action on Tuesday, following an emergency meeting of the St. Lucia Fire Services Association. So probably they thought that that was just going to be a threat. But people, today, them people made good on their promise and decided not to show up to work. I'm making it up.
Industrial relations climate is heating up. And according to firefighters, this is one fire that only the government's negotiating team, GNT, can put out. The St. Lucia Fire Service Association is just one of the members of the Trade Union Federation, which is running out of patience with the GNT. And it's not just a question of salaries. The firefighters' grievances also include poor working conditions and a promotions policy that requires immediate attention. This week, the officers decided that they have had enough, and on Tuesday they put the government on notice that in mere hours they would withhold their labor. And they followed through. From Castries to VA4, the service was stretched to capacity on Wednesday.
The industrial action today has severely affected our operations. Most of our stations are severely understaffed. But we have put contingencies in place to ensure that our service continues, that we provide the service necessary for the public. So we continue manning our airports, both airports at Ironora and George F. L. Charles. Our ambulances keep functioning, albeit not to the same capacity, but we are providing the necessary services to the public.
Our Southern desk visited the crash hall at the UNR International Airport on Wednesday, which was being manned by 9 officers. Meanwhile, there were no firefighters at the VA4 fire station. Instead, 1 police officer held down the fort. Deputy Fire Chief George Victorine says with scant prior notice, management scrambled to implement contingency measures on Wednesday.
There was an emergency meeting yesterday, and then no formal information or notice were given to management before, but this morning we realized that staff are staying away from work. So from this morning we've had to put those contingencies in place to ensure that our service continues. The airports are manned. You know, we've had to move persons around, and there are some persons that are very reliable. We can always call on them. We've done that, so we're ensuring that our airports remain open, and then other services are being provided, but maybe not to the same level and capacity.
Victorine says the officers are within their rights to embark on industrial action.
As it stands now, the fire service is not under the Essential Services Act. So there is nothing to say specifically that the fire service cannot take industrial action. It is something that the government has agreed to look into. So we are hoping that some decision is made on that soon, one way or the other. But we need to ensure that such an essential service, that provisions are in place to protect the public in these eventualities.
In an interview with News Force on Tuesday, Fire Service Association Chairman Shane Felix said the stalled salary talks represent the last straw for firefighters who put their lives on the line every day on the job, but for decades have been met with disrespect. He says enough is enough, and he's calling on the GNT to address members' wage and work conditions concerns, a fire that is showing signs of burning out of control. Alison Kentish, HTS News Force.
Well, how is this the fire department is not under Essential Services Act? So if fire is not essential I don't call it no country. If fire services is not essential, then what is? I would like to know who falls under the essential services. Of course, this has nothing to do with the strike, but I'm just talking about the flaw in the system. All right. So anyway, and that is not. By the way, that is not the only arm of the workforce that has decided to withhold the labor. Now, yesterday we told you that the teachers, 2 days in a row, ain't show up to work. On Monday they had an emergency meeting. On Tuesday they sick. I don't know if they had diarrhea, whatever it is. On Tuesday they were sick, and now you have the chief education officer speaking about this, and they're asking parents, despite whatever is going on, send your children to school.
The Ministry of Education is concerned, Monday, March 11th was the only day this week when schools were closed. While teachers called in sick en masse on Tuesday Acting Chief Education Officer Rufina Charles says there was no formal notice for school closure. Her advice for parents: send your children to school.
We are committed to ensuring that our students get positive and effective instruction. And as such, our schools have been opened from yesterday. We have reports of low teacher turnout yesterday and low students turnout. We have not closed school. School is opened, and I'm employing parents to send students to school because we have our teachers present to welcome them and to provide instruction for them.
Charles is hoping that her appeals will put to rest any confusion among parents.
I am hoping that parents who have their children's best interests at heart, and so they would respond to our appeal to ensure that the students are at school. We know today that the numbers are low. We have gotten our feedback from our education officers, from our principals, and hence the reason I think it's important that I make this appeal to let the parents know that they should not keep the students home, send the students to school. The teachers are there and waiting for them.
The Acting Chief Education Officer is also hoping that the outstanding issues between the unions and the Trade Union Federation will be resolved soon.
Education is concerned when our students miss instruction, and we're hoping that the negotiations will go well and speedy so that things get back to normal. Things are already normal in our school in terms of teachers coming, but we hope good sense will prevail and for the good of the state to move on with things, national things, that these negotiations go by very quickly.
The St. Lucia Teachers Union is one of the unions expressing frustration over a delay in wrapping up talks with the government negotiation team for the period of 2016 to 2019. The Education Ministry cancelled classes on Monday, March 11th, as teachers attended an emergency meeting convened by the union to determine the way forward amid stalled talks for the negotiating period that comes to a close at the end of March. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.
Yeah, man, I hear a lot of heat right now coming out of St. Lucia. Let's hope that things will cool down, boy. You know, from teachers to fire services. Yeah, we didn't want this to get out of control. You know what I mean? Right. What else do I have to tell all you? We have a lot of other things, but we see that we are running out of time. What I'm going to do right now is take a short break, and we'll be right back shortly.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
We can't wait for carnival, drinking rum and getting on, roaming all over the town. That is how we are with fun. Whoa, ooh yeah, whoa, ooh yeah. Well, foreigners from all over coming down to Grenada. Yes, they like in the job. Yes, they like in Spice Mass. Whoa, ooh yeah, whoa. Grenada and Tony, they can't wait for us to come. They can't wait for us to come. And you come. Split the rum, bring the girls. They can't get in your section, get in your direction, get in your section, get in your direction. Follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. Let's follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. Get in your section.
It's a new year, so how about a new look? At Quartz Optical, we have the latest brand names and styles. Plus, get 20% off credit on 12 to 24 months. Instant credit approval while you are being tested. Get 15% off cash, so you can get that new frame to go into the new year. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest, fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Special conditions apply.
The Ring Promotions presents Proceed, the reunion. Grenada, this is it. Wednesday, April 24, and it's going down above the Ramadan 2. Wednesday leading into the Easter weekend.
Tell me, baby, are you done talking?
It's a reunion of mind, spirit, friends, and music, featuring today's hottest DJs in the mix, playing the biggest hits from the 90s.
Jump around and you know so you're ready.
Versus present day hits. Run with it. Ladies, get your early bird $35 tickets now. Plus, you can bring a 375 ml plastic bottle drink or less on board. General admission $45. Get your tickets now from Charlie's Bar and Pierre's Barbershop Victoria, the Natural Punch Shop, and Heather's Boutique in St. George's. Boarding time 7 p.m. Boat sales at 8 p.m. sharp. Pepper Seed, the reunion, Wednesday, April 24th.
Last time, we entertained and thrilled you with song, comedy, drama, music, and dance. In 2019, we are back to light up your night as the RGPF Women's Arm presents Shine 2. A showcase of talent from all law enforcement women at the Grenada Trade Center on Saturday, March 16 from 7 p.m. Tickets are $40 in advance, more at the door. Tickets available from members of the RGPF Women's Arm and regular box offices across the island. Shine 2. Come listen to the amazing voices. Laugh your socks off with comedy at its best. A night that will leave you inspired emotionally and gratified. So, let's make it a day. Saturday, March 16th at the Grenada Trade Center as we, the RGPF Women's Arm, presents Shine 2.
Alrighty, folks, so that's going to be a good one. You got to be part of this. It's now time for the National Report.
Prime Minister welcomes Grenada's removal from the threat of EU blacklisting. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for today, Wednesday, March 13th, I am Rakisha St. Louis. Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell, has welcomed Grenada's removal from the threat of being included on the European Union's tax jurisdiction blacklist. Grenada faced the threat of blacklisting because it had not yet complied with or committed to complying with internationally recognized good governance standards. The newly published 2019 blacklist shows that Grenada is not included on the list, which is regarded as a tool for the EU member states to combat what is perceived to be tax abuse and unfair tax competition. A fact sheet issued by the European Commission Tuesday states that following the commitments in 2017, many countries have now delivered the reforms and improvements that they promised, and 25 countries from the original screening process have now been cleared. Grenada is listed among those 25 countries. Reacting to the news, Dr. Mitchell said, and I quote, "This is a welcome development. While I maintain that we were unfairly threatened with blacklisting, I must commend the staff of the Ministry of Finance and Legal Affairs for undertaking all that was necessary to ensure full compliance with what was being required of us," unquote. To demonstrate its compliance with international standards, government repealed and amended several pieces of legislation which in the EU's assessment offered preferential tax treatment to companies that are not domiciled in Grenada and therefore considered a discriminatory practice. The acts repealed were the International Companies Act, the International Insurance Act, the Offshore Banking Act, while the International Trust Bill was amended to prohibit the creation of any new trust after December 31st, 2018. While the level of unemployment has dropped significantly from over 40% to 20.9% as of June 2018, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell, expects an even further decrease given the level of employment opportunities being created in construction and other areas. Speaking with the media during Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing, Dr. Mitchell said they expect to have an updated report by the middle of the year.
There is an ongoing national labor post survey being done, and that number will be, in fact, given to the country in June this year. So given that it was 20.9 last year And given the amount of activities that I would elaborate that has taken place since then, I expect that number will be in the teens. And I would not be surprised what level of teens it is at this particular time. It could be as much as 15, 13, whatever number it is to me highly significant in every sense of the word.
2019 is the year for farm access road maintenance and development. That's according to Agriculture and Lands Minister Honorable Yolan Bain Hosford on Tuesday during a tour of farmlands in Munlong, St. Andrew. Minister Hosford said having good road network enhances production and boosts economic growth. She said roads will be given priority for 2019.
I have started my visit a few months ago. I started in Sateres. I visited Barak and the other areas. And this week we started off in Munlong and we looked at 3 roads in Munlong. And, you know, it's really a pleasure to go to these farms. But it's so sad that the roads are so bad, you know. And, I mean, when I look at the amount of work that is being done by these farmers, I mean, they must have the roads, and that is something we seriously would be looking at. I don't know what project we would put it under, whether it's through the farm roads, feeder roads, on the SIPE, wherever, or even through the ministers, you know, under the special project, if they can help to alleviate some of the problems that these farmers are going through. No, it's worrisome.
She added that support for farmers is essential in the move towards the food security and buy local campaign.
I want to applaud the efforts of the farmers. We're looking at food security in our country. These are the people that secure our food. These are the people that grow the foods that we eat every day. So we have to give them the kind of support that they need. And you know, when you look at the lush green vegetation, and you look at the quality of farming that is being done, and how they take care, how nutritious the plants are, you know, and it's room for concern that we cannot get the roads done. So that is something that is on the and we will be helping the farmers to get to their farm.
District Agriculture Officer Chris Matthew is happy that the cries of the farmers are being heard.
For the past 13 years working with the Ministry of Agriculture, all the cry was from the farmers that roads, roads, roads. And I'm happy that the minister is here today so that the farmer could highlight the plight of the roads, you know. So I wish that something could work out in terms of everything can be done at the same time, you know. But I wish that the roads could be fixed to assist the problem.
This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
We say thank you to the Southern Zone for a very successful start to the National Secondary School Games. Now on Thursday, 14th March from 9 a.m. we head west side to the Cutman Peters Park in Boer for the Western Zone qualifiers. See Powerhouse, McDonald College, St. Mark's Secondary, St. John Christian Secondary, St. Rose Modern Secondary, Happy Hill Secondary, Grenada SDA Comprehensive, all competing for placement at the Grand Final to be held at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Friday, April 5th. All students present, past, and well-wishers, please come out and support the nation's children. Admission absolutely free for everyone. Now on Thursday, 14th March, National Secondary School Games, Western Zone. Your games, your future. Our nation's children still have a dream. The opportunity will shape their destiny. Thursday, 14th March.
Welcome back. Today, March 13th, 2019, marks 1 year since the re-election of the new National Party government to serve another term in office. Facilitating the weekly post-cabinet press briefing on Tuesday, Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell said the country has continued to experience positive economic growth with a number of major projects coming on stream. Dr. Mitchell spoke specifically of the positive impact on the rural economy through projects such as the newly announced Range Developments Project, which will bring 2 luxury resorts to St. David, creating at least 600 jobs during the construction phase, and the Cane Co. Limited or Renegade Rum Distillery Project in St. Andrew, which is already employing a considerable number of persons in sugarcane production and construction of the facility.
Not only is the development a significant one in terms of the investment that you get over $40 million in investment. It's going to be a modern distillery that they're coming with. And this, as you know, they already acquired lands and leased lands from various farmers and employed over 120 persons already. producing the sugarcane in several parts of the country because there's special sugarcane for that particular project. And all the rum production will be exported. None would be sold, they will not be sold in Grenada. It's all for export. So you will see a serious increase in manufacturing activity in the country because it will boost manufacturing. You're talking millions of dollars. You'd also see it's serious improvement in the employment level in the country.
Generally speaking, Dr. Mitchell noted that Grenada continues to see a considerable number of investment projects. He disclosed that in 2018, the Investment Promotion Agency approved 47 projects, 23 of which are in the tourism sector, 19 in manufacturing, and 5 in the services sector. Combined, these projects have an estimated value of EC $322 million and are expected to create 1,200 permanent jobs. The Prime Minister also revealed that foreign capital brought in through investment projects totaled more than EC $400 million in 2018, a significant increase over 2017, when foreign capital inflow was $166 million. Finally, some of the challenges faced by law enforcement and the effects of drugs and the marijuana trade between Grenada and St. Vincent were recently discussed by stakeholders who attended the 14th annual meeting of the Grenada Drug Epidemiology Network and the National Drug Observatory. Annette Moore reports on the 14th annual meeting held recently at the Ministry of Education.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development and Religious Affairs, Kevin Andel, speaking on behalf of the Minister for Education, says Grandin is the oldest serving drug control network of its kind in the Caribbean.
Grandin is now an early warning system to inform all of us about the potential threat of drugs, the emergence of new psychoactive substances, the latest development in drug control and other related matters.
For the past 2 years, the focus of Grandin the meetings had been on drug treatment. However, for this year, for the very first time, the focus will be on financial crimes.
Issues to be addressed included statistical data on and types of financial crimes, the impact of financial crimes on the economy and national security, key aspects of legislation addressing financial crimes, and how the public can identify and report these crimes. Japal says the Financial Intelligence Unit, FIU, is one of the Drug Control Unit's critical partners as it relates to occurrences like money laundering. She also noted that their unit just completed a collaborative effort with the St. George's University to complete a data collection study on the economic cost of drugs in Grenada, funded by the Inter-American Drug Abuse Control Commission, CCAD. Grandin has also been working along with regional countries on various drug policies. Given that the theme for this year's Grandin meeting was the impact of money laundering and other financial crimes in Grenada, Superintendent Tafawa Pear, head of the Financial Intelligence Unit, delivered the feature presentation on the theme.
Money laundering is the generic term used to describe the process by which criminals disguise the original ownership and control of the proceeds of criminal conduct by making such proceeds appear to have derived from legitimate sources. The 2012 Proceeds of Crime Act, and this act makes provision with respect to proceeds of crime and related matters by criminalizing money laundering and other associated offenses. A person found guilty of money laundering, according to section 3510 of the Act on summary conviction, can be fined up to $500,000 or be in prison for 5 years or to both such fine and imprisonment. On indictment, imprisonment for 14 years and unlimited fine.
Pear spoke extensively on suspicious financial activity and also went into detail on these factors as it relates to the Grenada-St. Vincent trade.
I see a vast increase in the seizures when it comes to marijuana from St. Vincent, right? Well, let me just tell you this, that Grenada do have a fervent trade with St. Vincent. We're still trying to figure out the products that are imported. But what I can tell you is that with one money remitter, from May 2018 to December 2018, close to $600,000 was sent from Grenada to St. Vincent. And so far for 2019, $140,000. So I'll leave you to make that conclusion as to what these monies are going for. Because the last time I heard is just some coconuts and breadfruit sometimes when we're having a bad season.
Dave Alexander, the drug control officer, presented his update on the status of Grenada's participation in the 7th evaluation round of the Multilateral Evaluation Mechanism, or MEM. The MEM is a mechanism established by CCAD to evaluate the progress in drug control in its 34 member states and to make recommendations for improving their ability to control drug trafficking and abuse and enhance multilateral cooperation. Alexander pointed out decreases in cannabis cultivation but increases in cannabis trade, which also account for most of the drug-related arrests, with an increase in the number of females arrested.
A substantial increase, 1,500 kilos versus in 2017 versus 4,000 in 2018. So it means that there's an active trade, and as the drug squad will tell us, that's substantially done via maritime trafficking, okay? And we know where that comes from, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Alexander also notes a curious increase in the number of people over 40 years old who have been arrested for drug offences.
What the people in treatment have been telling us is that these persons in this age band, these are people who, when you extract them and you look at the records, they would have started in the early to mid-teens. But we know that the effects show up 10, 15 years later.
Grenada has completed 6 evaluation rounds of the MEM thus far between 1999 and 2014 and is now into the 7th evaluation round for 2014 to 2018. Alexander highlighted benefits of the MEM and also possible dilemmas.
It has helped us to establish drug authorities in the Caribbean countries, help us with the ratification of international treaties and conventions. And this is something that we do not take lightly. And if I may just drift a bit, this has implications for us with the issue of marijuana legalization or decriminalization. We know that's been bantered around quite a lot. Now, if Grenada chooses to go the route of legalization or decriminalization, we have to now go back to the international community, whether it's the OAS, the United Nations, and really explain how we're going that route, why we're going that route, and to examine to see whether the steps we are taking contravenes our international obligations under these treaties and conventions.
Attendees at the 14th annual Grandin meeting included health professionals, social workers, and education officers. For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
That story just ended the national report for today, Wednesday, March 13th. Recapping the top story. Prime Minister welcomes Grenada's removal from the threat of EU blacklisting. On behalf of all those who made this newscast possible, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Thank you very much, Annette, and everyone else who was part of the production of the National Report. Let's take a look at the weather, see what's going on there, all right? Well, we just started receiving a little bit of drizzle just a moment ago. In terms of precipitation for tonight, 39%, humidity 82%, wind 27 kilometers per hour. It feels like 27 degrees Celsius right now, but the minimum temperature is expected to be about 24 degrees Celsius for tonight. Folks, that's as far as I can take you for tonight. I want to encourage you to join me tomorrow. Hopefully by then Facebook fixes whatever problems that it has, all right? Because this is, you know, we miss our people and we miss a lot. Okay, so sorry, let's hope that tomorrow, God's willing, Facebook will take care of its problems. Hazel, Shemaine, Karen, Shireen, Deborah, Zaka, Esther, Patsy, Kirin, Lindsay, Ala, I see Suzette, Rhonda, Brenda. Who else is with us? We have Neki. We have the entire family with us tonight, man. Williams, Rayburn, all right, and Sharon, and Sharon as well, Shireen. All the names, man. Kent, and the whole works. I would like to say thank you for watching, Lisa. Alright guys, we have run out of time, so I apologize for that, Rhonda, and everyone else, Shauna and Deborah. Big up all the whole stuff. Right guys, we're going to come back tomorrow, God's willing, with another program. Thanks again for checking us out on YouTube. You're very loyal indeed. Don't forget you can as well subscribe to my channel, so in the future, if this happens again, you'll get a notification via YouTube that the program is live. Again, thanks so much for your loyalty. I appreciate you all the time. You have proven yourself tonight. God bless you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. God bless you. The folks on WPG10 as well. Good night and thank you for viewing.